Nephtali, it took me less than a minute of watching your video to come to the conclusion that it urgently needed responding to. Your first point alone is so absurdly fallacious that I simply cannot let it stand, so let's get down to brass tacks and dismantle these so-called arguments of yours, shall we? The first point you make that caused me so much consternation is that because the majority of people believe in the existence of God, that means the burden of proof is on those who don't. This is what we call an ad populum fallacy. The number of people that believe a particular proposition has no bearing whatsoever on the veracity of said position. If you are making an extraordinary claim, and yes, to claim that you know intimate details about a supernatural and therefore unknowable higher power is extraordinary, then you have to provide extraordinary evidence, no matter how many people claim it, or indeed how loudly they shout. You then claim that the existence of the universe is proof of God, which relies on the assumption that God is the only thing capable of creating universes. That might be true for all I know, but I defy you to prove that the mechanism that created our universe was a giant perma-existing cosmic intelligence that cares about you and I in the slightest. Your only proof for this hypothesis is a couple of sentences from a 2,000-year-old storybook, cobbled together from the mythology of some Bronze Age tribesmen, the life and times of a historically untraceable, eccentric and messianic Jewish preacher, and the ramblings of a megalomaniacal cult leader. You then make an argument that I find truly bizarre, although it seems incredibly common amongst your co-religionists, that your inability to understand the workings of evolutionary theory somehow disqualifies the atheist position. This is very odd. Even if Darwinian evolution were utterly wrong, we know for certain that the biblical, Quranic, Hindu, Sikh and all other creation myths are made up rubbish, so this gets you nowhere towards proving the existence of a god or gods. But anyway, to address your crass argument against evolution, you can't say that because computers didn't just evolve naturally, that humans didn't. Humans are not computers, they are self-replicating organic systems, and as such they suffer environmental attrition and have reproduction with variation, which must always lead to evolution. You close with an utterly bizarre request, that having entertained the possibility that God exists, your viewers should pick up a Bible and confirm this. You could not damage your position any more if you tried. The God of the Bible is a jealous, malevolent prick who kills people for the most trivial of reasons. He turned Lot's wife into a pillar of salt for no greater crime than looking at something. No one will want to worship such a God. Nephtali, whilst I don't want to discourage you from putting your clearly muddled head above the parapet and giving me an easy ride in refuting your arguments, I urge you to consider them slightly more carefully next time you make a video for public consumption.